If you're planning a trip through Vietnam, this is the place almost everyone skips, but shouldn't. Dalat is cooler, calmer, and it has a vibe that feels nothing like the rest of Vietnam in the best way. In this video, I'll show you exactly how to get to Dalat from Nha Trang or Ho Chi Minh City and walk you through our favorite finds from a full week of slow family travel. And stick around because one spot totally caught us off guard. Dalat is called the City of Eternal Spring, and once you visit, you'll get why. It sits high up in the central highlands of Vietnam, so the air is crisp, the mornings are cool, and the flowers always blooming. This city was once a French colony retreat, and you can still feel those vibes in the old villas, the bakeries, and the peaceful pace of life. It's known for its pine-covered hills, lakes, and flower farms. But there's a creative, almost whimsical energy here too, like you're walking through a place that doesn't quite follow the rest of Vietnam's rhythm. We traveled here as a family and stayed longer than most people do because we like to slow travel. Instead of rushing through sights, we let the place unfold, and Dalat rewards you for that. In this video, you'll get the best ways to get to Dalat from major cities, what we did during our stay, travel tips for families and slow travelers. Let's start with how we got there. But first, let's break down how to actually get there depending on where you're coming from in Vietnam. How to get to Dalat. There's no train station in Dalat, so your main options are either flying or taking a bus or car. Here's what you need to know depending on where you're coming from. From Da Nang, the fastest way to get to Dalat is by domestic flight. We flew directly from Da Nang to Lien Airport, which is the closest airport to Dalat. Flight time was about 1 hour and 15 minutes, and from the airport to the city center is around 30 to 40 minutes by taxi. Buses are not a common option for this route. It's too far and not very direct. From Nha Trang, this is a really scenic route through the mountains. You can either take a local or tourist bus, hire a private driver, or rent a car or motorbike. If you're confident on winding roads, travel time is about 3.5 to 4.5 hours, depending on traffic. The road is windy, so if you get motion sickness, bring ginger or medication, but the views are gorgeous. From Ho Chi Minh City, Saigon, you have two solid options. You can fly from airport, which the flight time is about 50 minutes, or you can take the sleeper bus, which the travel time is usually 6 to 8 hours. Overnight is most common. Flying is faster, but the overnight bus is great if you want to save a night of accommodation. Once you're in Dalat, you'll immediately feel the difference. The air is cooler, it's quieter, and life moves just a little slow. Once you arrived, we shifted into full slow travel mode. Here's what we did day by day and why it made Dalat feel so special. We're slow travelers, so we didn't cram everything into 3 days like many people do. Instead, we're spreading it out, mixing nature, food, adventure, and downtime. Here are some of the best experiences we had and what I recommended adding to your own itinerary. Before we get into what we did, let's talk about the weather real quick because Dalat might surprise you. It's known for being cool, but honestly, it really depends on the time of day. In the early mornings, it's chilly. We definitely needed sweaters and hats when we headed out. But by late morning or early afternoon, the sun comes out and gets hot, like you're peeling layers off hot. By the evening, it drops again and gets cold faster, especially if you're walking around town after dinner. So here's a tip. Dress in light layers and bring a jacket if you're going to be out all day. It's easy to forget when you're packing, but it makes a big difference. We started our trip with something really unique, the clay tunnel. It felt like walking through an outdoor museum made entirely of earth. Massive clay sculptures, carved cars, dragons, towers, just beautifully done. Everything around us was so detailed and artistic. The girls and I had fun dressing up in traditional style outfits. They looked a lot like Hmong clothes, which made for some really sweet photos. There was even a horse nearby that we got to take pictures with. It added this magical, almost fairy tale vibes to the whole experience. After exploring, we chilled by the lake right next to the tunnel. No rush, just cool mountain air and that feeling of being far from everything. Dalat really invites you to slow down, and the first stop set the tone for the rest of our trip. After a few days, we started discovering some incredible food spots, many of which became part of our daily rhythm. Street food and hidden gems. Every morning, we started our day with a comforting bowl of bun bo from a local spot near our hotel. The flavors were authentic, and it became our go-to breakfast place. One morning, we discovered another bun bo spot near a laundry shop. It was a delightful find, and the food was just as satisfying. One evening, we ventured to Tuyen Lam Coffee Chill, a hidden gem my husband found. Perched on a hillside, the cafe offered a serene atmosphere with panoramic views. Watching the sunset, there was breathtaking, and the tranquility reminded me of the peaceful moments by the lake in Canada. Another memorable dining was Time Nung Hong Honorable, a barbecue spot with a stunning mountain view. Grilling our meals while watching the sun dip below. Our friends recommended Dalat garden drinking and dining. From the outside, it looked unassuming, but inside it opened up to a beautiful garden setting. The ambience was unexpected and charming, making it a perfect spot for a relaxed meal. We also stumbled upon a street vendor at Ban Trang No, where they're grilling Vietnamese pizza right on the sidewalk. It was one of the best we had in Vietnam. Crisp, flavorful, and made with care. The spot didn't have a formal setup, but the taste and the view made it a memorable experience. Now that we settled into a routine and found our favorite food spot, we were ready for some nature. Waterfalls. One morning, we made a trip out to Pongour waterfalls, and honestly, I 100% recommend this one over the others in the area. It's about 1 hour drive from where we were staying, and we heard multiple locals and travelers say that this was the waterfall to see. It's less touristy, more peaceful, and just so beautiful when you arrive. We were originally going to ride motorbikes out there, but about halfway through the route, we realized it would have been a long, hot ride for the girls. So instead, we booked a Grab car, and so glad we did. It made the whole experience more relaxed. When we got there, the girls had the best time just playing around, running across the rocks, and taking in the views. It's one of those spots that's hard to capture in picture because it just feels so grand in person. a different day, we took the cable car up to Tuyen Lam Monastery, and this was one of those moments where the journey was just as memorable as the destination. You glide right over the pine trees with a full panoramic views of the hills and the city below. Now, real talk. My husband and I are both a little afraid of heights, so we had a couple of nervous moments in the cabin, but we made it through. And honestly, it was so worth it. The view is just breathtaking, and once you get up there, the monastery grounds are incredibly quiet and peaceful. If you're looking for a scenic, calm experience, this one's a must. Family-friendly fun. Mongoland. One of the places we didn't expect to love so much was Mongoland, but it ended up being one of our favorite stops. It's part zoo, part nature park, part magical forest, and just a fun space to explore if you're traveling with kids or even without. The girls had the best time seeing all the animals and running around. We took so many beautiful photos there. Everything was green and peaceful, but the real highlight for me, the slide. There's this long, fast, colorful slide that we went down with our friends. It was honestly my favorite part. The kids loved it too, but I think the adults might have had even more fun. Mongoland totally surprised us in the best way, and it's one of those spots I absolutely recommend if you want something a little different, playful, and full of charm. The Florists. Chill nature vibes. Another place we really loved was the Florists. Even just getting there was beautiful. The drive was peaceful, winding through open spaces and misty greenery. And when we arrived, the whole place just had this calm, welcoming energy. It's hard to explain, but the vibe was so chill and grounding. You step in, take a deep breath, and immediately feel like slowing down. It's a big open garden space filled with flowers, tall trees, and pockets of nature all around. There were also some animals that kids could feed, which made it even more interactive for them. We found it perfect for taking photos, sipping drinks, and letting the kids roam around freely without worry. Speaking of drinks, they did take a while to come out, but honestly, we didn't mind. That wait forced us to pause and just be still. And when the drinks finally came, we sat under the trees, relaxed, and it was just perfect. The Florist isn't flashy or overly touristy. It's just simple, beautiful, and really peaceful. A total win for slow travel days. Go-karts adventure at KDL Thai. One of the most fun and unique experiences we had in Dalat was at KDL, where we got to ride these mini go-karts that felt like something straight out of Mario Kart. The whole experience felt playful and free, like something out of a video game but surrounded by real-life nature. They also had this beautiful cafe on site where we grabbed lunch. The whole place was super aesthetic with a mix of wood and nature all around. And they had a giant swing with an epic view. Of course, my husband and I tried it, and of course the little ones kind of chickened out, but that's okay. We had a blast. And the views, absolutely stunning. Just rolling hills and open sky. We honestly could have stayed there all afternoon. The place was definitely one of those unexpected gems that made the whole trip feel extra special. Pro tip, this spot is on the same road as Mongoland, so if you're planning to visit one, try to do them both the same day. It makes for a fun full day of nature, animals, and adventure, all in one beautiful part of Dalat. Dalat's wild side, the crazy house. If you had heard of the crazy house, imagine a smash up of Salvador Dali and Dr. Seuss. Wild architecture, bizarre rooms, and twisting staircase. It's weird in the best way. We wrapped up our week with something much slower, something simple, quiet, and grounding. Our bonus slow day, last day, lakeside slow down. On the last day in Dalat, we kept things really relaxed. We spent the entire afternoon in a quiet little cafe called And, nestled near Tuyen Lam Lake and the lighthouse. We sat there for hours. No rush, no plans, just watching the light change, sipping drinks, and enjoying the stillness. The lake was calm, the breeze was soft, and the view the sun started to set was absolutely beautiful. The girls were playing by the water when we met a local man fishing nearby. He was kind enough to let the girls watch and even helped catch a few fishes themselves. They were so excited, and it added an unexpected joy to our day. Being there reminded me of being back in Canada by the lake. It had that same peaceful, grounding energy. The lake was calm, the breeze was soft, and the views as the sun started to set was absolutely beautiful. It was the perfect way to end our trip. No sightseeing, just soaking in the moment. And honestly, sometimes the best memories come from doing nothing at all. Here's some travel tips for Dalat. Getting there. Fly into Tuyen Lam Airport from Da Nang or Ho Chi Minh City for the smoothest ride. When to go? Go November to March. It's the best time. It's cool, crisp, and full of flowers. Where to stay? Stay near the city center if you want walkability, or book a homestay in the hills for those misty morning views. Getting around? Rent a motorbike if you're comfortable, or use Grab or the Go cars for stress-free transport. Budget tips? Most attractions are under $5 and the food is affordable and delicious. Plan ahead for extras like the cable cars and taxis. If you're dreaming about life abroad, or just craving more freedom and connection, join my free community, the Abundant Living Collective. It's a free community full of expats. I share some tips here and there, and expat insights and behind-the-scenes stories that I don't post anywhere else. The links are in the description, and I'd love to see you inside. And that's our full, slow travel journey from Da Nang to Dalat. Why? We'll be back to Dalat. Our family truly fell in love with Dalat. It's just an hour away by plane from Da Nang, so we're already planning our next trip back. The cool, fresh air and peaceful atmosphere reminded me so much of summers in Canada. Whenever we start to miss that Canadian summer feeling, we know just to head to Dalat for that little escape. It's just the perfect spot for a quick getaway, relaxing, refreshing, and filled with beautiful memories waiting to be made. If you're planning your Vietnam adventure, don't miss out this video right here, where I compare some of the best cities for expats and digital nomads. Until next time, live boldly, travel slow, and always follow what feels aligned. Let's grow, glow, and flourish together.